poppin' all stars? Welcome back to my channel. It's Damn She Jamaican, your biggest and brightest shining star. So in today's video, I'm gonna talk about Saturn in Virgo / Saturn in the 6th house. Let's get it. Alright, so jumping straight into it, if you have Saturn in either the house or the sign, I suggest you watch the entire video, but you can skip to the timestamps. It's in the description down below. Alright, so Saturn represents restrictions, boundaries, limitations, karma, our duties, time, responsibility, boundaries, restrictions. Yeah, so Saturn represents, you know, that sense of working hard to get somewhere, you know. So Saturn can seem like a very dark planet because it doesn't reflect sunlight, and that just means that, you know, it wants you to work hard. It doesn't care about the joy, because the sun is more so about, if you look at the sun, it represents optimism, in my opinion. Like, I feel like the sun is a very, like, optimistic, like, the sun gets up every day, like, you know, like, you're gonna see the sun. But Saturn, it doesn't reflect sunlight, so it's not about optimism. It's about duty, it's about responsibility, it's about getting things done. It doesn't care about how pretty you make something look. It only cares that you get it done and that you keep working on it to gain that to gain a sense of fulfillment. All right, so Saturn in Virgo, if you have Saturn in this mutable earth sign, this is going to be a very interesting placement, because Saturn here is going to be very critical. It's going to be very hardworking. You're going to be the type of person that, you know, in your work environment, you could seem like you're clocking in mad hours. Like, there's a bunch of people that could be taking up shifts and working, but you just feel like you're being overworked, or you naturally push yourself to feel like you're working hard, or that you have a duty, you know, that you stay structured and routine. And you may work towards these things, but this can also be something that you struggle with too. So you could go through moments of feeling like, you know, you're on top of your shit, you're working hard, you're grinding, to moments where you feel less than, or feel like you're not working hard enough, that you don't have enough to, you know, produce. You don't have enough money to help others, or, you know, because Virgo is a very helpful sign. So these people are helpful people, and they're dutiful people. They really love to help other people. So sometimes Saturn in this placement could just cause you to be overly critical about how you show up in the work environment, and how it could cause you to be overly critical about, you know, how valuable you are to other people as well. So with this placement, like I said, you could be very overly critical about yourself and just strive for a lot of perfection in your everyday life. Saturn's energy becomes much more easier to deal with once you hit your Saturn return, once you get older. So once you get older, you start to realize that, you know, having a routine and scheduling and detailing things become much more easier, and it becomes something that you can be more comfortable with. But starting out in your life, having a routine and being disciplined is something that's not very easy for you, and it doesn't necessarily come easy. But throughout life, Saturn's going to teach you how to do these things. So with this critical nature, you could be the type of person that when you start something, you could like overanalyze it. You could try to pick things apart too much. Like, you may be working on a project or whatever the case may be, and if no one's there to like tell you like you need to get this done, like at a job, you know, when you're at a job, it's easier for someone to say, all right, yeah, you need to get this checked off and complete. Like Saturn and Virgo, it's much more easier for you to follow rules and checklists like that. But on your own accord, leave things up to yourself. You could just over analyze things too much to the point where you don't get it done. And Saturn wants you to understand that you're supposed to get it done. And just because you're anxious about something doesn't mean that you just get to go do something to, you know, feed that anxiety. So a lot of people with this placement can do stuff that help their anxiety that may not necessarily be healthy for them. You know, that there could just be a lot of anxiety issues or overthinking. You know, I know people personally with this placement, but I don't want to generalize. But, you know, it could just mean that, you know, you could have a lot of anxiety. You could have stomach issues, you know, that feeling in your stomach where you get the butterflies a lot. Like with this placement, I could see that. I could see just anxiety. I could see people smoking a lot, just drinking, or anything with this placement that's gonna help them take that edge off of being so anxious and always critiquing and overanalyzing stuff. So with this need to be just super critical and responsible, you know, Saturn is gonna make you a type of person that's very dependable. You know, people could depend on you because, you know, you always try to make sure that you have enough resources to help others. So that could be another thing with this placement. Saturn in Virgo also, because of this anxiety and this over perfectionist personality that you have to just have everything all together, it could make you go above and beyond in regards to being a helpful person, you know. So sometimes Saturn is going to even just restrict your ability to help people, and so sometimes that could cause a lot of anxiety within itself. This placement is very interesting because they're just constantly critiquing and trying to perfect everything that they have a hand in. So if you have Saturn in the 6th house, Saturn in the 6th house, with this placement, you could seem like you're very critical and you're very hardworking. Saturn may have you in earlier in life, make it very difficult for you to gain a sense of stability in life. You know, you may have to work a lot of jobs, or you just may have to put in a lot of work in your life in order to feel purposeful and feel like you can help others. With this placement though, however, it does make you very hardworking, but sometimes it could make you hardworking to the point of where, you know, you work so hard and you put other people's needs above your own sometimes. So that could be a problem with this placement, is knowing how much to give to others. You need to just be mindful of that. And it's also very important with this placement to learn a very healthy work-life balance, because this placement can definitely cause you to overwork, overanalyze, overcritique yourself, and just overextend yourself to others in the sake of being a good helper. So with this placement, you know, just pretty much like I was saying for Virgo, you know, it's just important for you to understand that, you know, you need to do things in moderation. And with this placement, it's going to teach you how to really take care of yourself, not just take care of others. Yeah, so pretty much with this placement, it's not too far from what I was saying with Saturn and Virgo. That's why I do suggest you guys to watch the entire video. But for the most part, your health is going to be very important to you. And your routine, your daily routines are going to be very important to you. And in life, you're going to realize how important it is to have a routine, how important it is to be structured and detail oriented. So having Saturn in the 6th house, just make sure that you understand how to do things in moderation. That's my overall advice for this placement. If you have more to say about this video, I would love for you to go ahead and comment down below. Let me know your experiences with having this placement. If you watched the video but you don't have much to say, go ahead and spam me star emojis, because you guys are my all-stars. And I appreciate you so much for being interested in your own well-being and understanding your true self. If you would like a birth chart reading, I would love to give you one. So go ahead and email me. Don't forget to sign up for my Patreon, because on my Patreon, I do create blog versions of my videos. So yeah, more information out there for you guys to check out. I would love to see you on my Patreon. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in another one. Mwah. Peace.